Another one, Cat Dog, was
Oh yeah.
unnecessarily funny. Just why? And did y'all see this meme? The meme of they were like, "Oh, you remember Rugrats? Remember when the parents looked like parents, and now they just look like your friends?" It's like, damn, we getting old. We getting old.
No kidding.
Oh,
I used it and got viruses, so I stopped using it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, cool. Yeah. So like all the different flip phones, like razors and shit. Like the App Store from back in the day. What's this thing? You got like Beyblades, Mighty Beans,
what?
like the toys Mighty Beans.
Is that the beans that had the metal in the middle? So if you like rolled it, it would keep flipping over.
Yeah, they all
Mm,
have like weird designs on them.
I remember that. It was like a tech deck for a bean.
Yep. Oh yeah, and Tech Deck.
I still got a
Oh,
tech deck.
those are cool. So oh, yeah, like devices were translucent and shit.
Oh man,
That was a
I'm
look.
good. That every yeah, I don't know which game did it start with? Do you think it started with the? I think it started with like Nintendo 64,
That
and
might
then the
be
Game
right.
Boys, and then the Game Boys started doing it too.
That sounds right.
I can't remember, but it might be something towards like, well, it actually started back in da 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 da. Well, okay,
Huh.
in my life, it started with the Nintendo 64.
Yeah, and I mean, first piece of hardware I can remember doing that was Nintendo. So
Yeah. And Nintendo was Game Boy too, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Game Boy, DS, GameCube, 64, all that good stuff. And what else? This is a trip. Oh yeah, Bionicle. Well, I used to be really into that back in the day.
Bionicles were fire.
Right?
It just I don't know why my parents was like, I think you're a little too young to be playing with Bionicles. It's like it's just a robot. It's like yeah, but that kind of gives off I am robot.
Oh man, I'm sorry. It's so cool. Man, what else? I used to have these like rescue hero toys, and then they were all like well, they were like these shows and movies that went with them. That might be a bit more obscure.
That was Bionicles had a TV show on Cartoon Network.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's when I was like, yeah. But I think it was like closer to Adult Swim, so yeah, I was too damn. My parents, but I'm not gonna front. That's what I miss is the old school '90s cartoons. Like those suckers were
Well, like Rocco's Modern Life.
like Rocco's. Like I was a fan of Doug. I don't even know why, because it was probably one of the most blandest TV shows. Like Doug
That's what
was
I
so
remember
bland.
about.
Doug was super bland, but I was just like, you know what? This makes me feel older than I really am. Like Doug was like kids king of the hill.
Oh yeah, yep. But before we get too far into this, just wanted to say welcome back to the podcast, Unfiltered Pineapple. It's Platypus. I'm joined with Miles and Antony here. We're just kind of going on a trip and thinking about stuff from the 2000s. So, real throwback here. At least I think Antony's here.
I just realized. What when you say going on a trip? What is that little cartoon show called? We're going on a trip in our favorite Rockies. Moving through the sky. Let me stop before we get
The
copyrighted.
Little
Yeah,
Einsteins.
Little Einstein. I don't know why that just popped in my head. That's definitely not 90s. But
That is, oh God. We're not little
yeah,
kids here, no,
I'm
Miles.
the
We're not
youngest one in
doing
the group. Okay, just remember that. I'm the.
Boy,
that.
VHSs were still a thing back then, right?
In the
Did you
90s,
guys
absolutely.
go
Shoot,
like
I
early
think
2000s?
Yeah, early
I'm. Pre-
2000s, DVDs lasted for a little while, then Blu-rays came out, and then digital came out very quickly after that. There was even HD DVD, which got
Oh yeah,
only lasted about a year or two, which got pushed out the way by Blu-ray.
that's
Mm.
right. I forgot about that. But y'all remember silly bands?
Those things were so stupid.
Wait,
I
what
I
was Silly
agree.
Band?
I would have
Wait,
been the inventor that came up with them and sold them stupid ass rubber bands because them jokers made that company so much money because people just had to collect them all. And they kept coming out with new designs one after another. And it's like all these people are lining their arms up, like arms with hundreds of these stupid little rubber bands shaped like characters or cartoons. Lined up their arms, trading them at school, collecting them all. Like, wow, I wish I would have come up with that stupid shit.
I don't remember that one. I do
Really?
not remember.
It
Yeah, I
was just
don't
a bunch
remember
of
that one.
bands just shaped like animals and stuff, and it was pretty gimmicky, but a lot of people had them on. Like, I think that took off a little bit more than the Armstrong bands. I mean, don't quote me on that, but I remember a lot of people in our classes are doing that.
Armstrong Band. I want an Armstrong Band. And my dad
I
was
don't
like,
remember
I could,
Armstrong
I could
bands.
get you a rubber band and write down something on it. I was like, I'm, I'm good.
Did
I'm,
y'all
I'm
ever
good.
remember those bands that had like charcoal in it or volcanic ash in them, and there's supposedly the energy from that is supposed to help you,
Oh
and
yeah.
but then their mentality and their sell was even if it doesn't help you, if you think it's going to help you, you'll do better.
That sounds like those balance bands.
Yes, I
The
think
bands
that's
that would
what it
magically,
was.
the magic balance bands, where it's like, oh, if you wear these, you magically can have better balance. Take it
It was
off. Oh, if I
stupid.
pull on your arm, you fall over. Put it on. You
Yes,
now know I'm gonna pull on your arm.
that was so stupid, and
Oh,
people bought them and fell for it. Like,
oh my gosh. I'm not gonna front. I definitely was one of those people who's like, it will help me in sports. Not really. No, not at all. And then they banned it from people wearing it because it caught somebody's finger and like someone got injured.
like
But yeah, man.
if you think about it, like it's that placebo effect. If you believe that it'll help you, then you'll probably do better because the mind is powerful. You just got to believe.
Charged $5 for silicone and and aluminum foil.
Yeah, it probably cost them 10 cents to make. That's some good profit. That's like perfume. Perfume and colognes, their profit margins are insane.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm.
I would love to own a company like that. Maybe that's what I need to do next. I need to make a fashion brand or some cologne company or some knockoff shitty ass bands that people can wear around. And then I too can be a millionaire.
Yeah, just bring it back. It's all cyclical anyway, right?
Exactly. There hasn't been a fad of it yet. In a few years, it's time. The time is now for Antony's magic bands.
Come get your bands here. Magical bands, magical bands. Get your bands here.
Hmm.
Antony's bonds.
But it needs to sound more luxurious than just a magic band. That sounds like those stupid, like cheap things. I need it to sound more higher end. So, what kind of word could I use instead of magic or band? Um, hmm, something luxurious.
Honey's magical fancy bands.
Antony's oh, elite couture band.
Ooh, okay.
That sounds lux, I
Yeah,
This
guess.
actually
it
does sound
says it
good.
in its name, so it has to be real.
Absolutely. I'm buying that. I'm buying that.
Antony's elite couture. That sounds fancy as fuck.
It sounds like you're supposed to have get a free Lamborghini with them.
Free? There ain't no Lamborghini free. They don't even market themselves. Like
Yeah, well, I ain't say like a actual Lamborghini. I meant like Hot Wheels.
Lamborghini.
Every
I would love a
every se-
Lamborghini.
Shoot, I'd be scared if that's like a break one time. Yeah, it'll be $55,000 to replace your three washers. Three washers?
And
Oh no.
those transmissions don't last long in them either.
Yeah, I ain't playing with that.
The
Cool. Hey,
transmissions on them probably only last like 30,000 miles.
wow. Yeah, thanks, Volkswagen.
Volkswagen, like their stuff, the transmissions, engines typically won't last till the warranty ends at 60,000 miles. After that, you better be prepared to replace like everything because everything's just going to start falling apart.
Think about like back in the day in the
Oh, wait,
90s.
you can account for that.
Yeah, don't I know it? Yeah, I got bent by my golf. It
Yeah,
is,
what?
dude. I had so many problems with my golf. I was basically just getting fucked by Volkswagen.
Oh, your golf. Got you.
He got
Golf,
Yeah.
bent
Volkswagen.
over
I was
and
like, you
served.
got bent in golf. I was like, that is not the sport.
He got
Oh, you played
served
it
in
for?
that golf.
Yeah, I was like, man, you know the YouTube videos and work on the swing, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Ah, the golf car, gotcha. I was struggling. I was like, how did we get to golf? Oh man, but no, back in the
Understandable.
day, for a fact, people could just work on their cars. Like I felt like all cars came with like automatic being able to troubleshoot stuff because now most engines are like all electric and stuff, and now you have to take it to the dealer.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure having an actual physical gauge in your car now is considered like a feature because I think everything's just like a screen now.
Oh,
Everything is just like multiple computers and TVs on four wheels.
I watched. Oh my God, there was. I forgot. It was like an Adam Sandler. Not the Gigolo, but it was some old movie to where I was like, oh snap, man, look at all these young faces in this movie. And then one of my guys at work, he looked at me. He was like, old faces. This came out when I was in high school. I was like, what year was that? He was like 1993. I was like, sir, I wasn't even born yet. He was just like, get out. I was like, listen. I recognize him from these movies. And he's like, yes. And in those movies, I was on my first deployment. And I was like, mm. But he was like, oh, all these are the original movies. I'm like, you understand these movies would not fly nowadays. Like, what are movies back in the day, like old movies that y'all watched now, and you're like, yeah, that didn't age well.
Well, I don't know. See, I personally still think the Rush Hour movies are funny, but probably I don't know if everything would go over very well nowadays. At least from like one and three. I don't remember two as well, but yeah.
I think Beverly Hills Cop, the first one, some of those jokes would not fly. Even the original Ace Ventura was like,
Hey, what about
oh,
Cat in the Hat? That shit was freaky.
No, that was freaky, 100% freaky. And I don't even think that came out in the 90s. That had to come out in like 2000.
Yeah, it was like the 2000s.
Yeah, that sucker. Who was the actor in that? That one was unnecessarily freaky. That was like if Ronald McDonald had a movie and he was the Captain Hat. It just felt like
Wasn't it Carrie? Maybe let me
it was Jim Carrey. That could
think.
what was that Jim Carrey? I know Jim Carrey.
Oh
Who
no, it was
was the?
Mike Myers.
It was Mike Myers. Where did that man go?
I
We
don't
haven't
know.
seen that man in years. But yeah, no, the 90s. I'm not going for it, bro.
Well, wait. I mean, we might see him again. I mean, they're supposed to be making a new Shrek now.
I know we ain't gonna see that's a new Shrek coming out. I just want to. Oh my gosh. Mm, 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 mm. Now, here's another question I was about to ask. Y'all remember how musically sound like TV shows used to be? I didn't know how much music was around every TV show. Like what? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original one that was on CBS Kids. Was it CBS Kids?
Like the 2003 sort of anime version
Yeah,
with the really hard
yeah.
opening. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
oh,
That
it was awesome.
was fire. 90s. See now I'm looking at. Oh my gosh! Holy
Did
crap!
the old Spider-Man TV show, like the cartoon from the 90s, had a pretty like
Uh,
hard guitar riff in the opening?
Absolutely. Shoot. It was even Darkwing Ducks.
Oh yeah,
Freaking like Gargoyles didn't really have it, but it was still a fire TV show.
I remember that on Jetix back in the day.
Jetix, the original OG Disney.
Yeah,
Jetix.
Disney and Jetix used to be my shit.
Oh my gosh. Jetix. Shoot, what was it? Like Shaolin Showdown. Who
Yeah,
else was it?
there's
Was
the
like
show
Jackie
called
Chan even got his own show.
Yeah. What else was on there? There's a lot of good stuff. I'm drawing a blank. There's a show called Yin Yang Yo, apparently.
Yin
Oh
Yang
yeah.
Yo with that yellow bald head. No.
No, it's with like these ninja rabbits. There's like a blue rabbit and a pink rabbit.
Oh, that was Shaolin. So which one was I thinking with the
You might be thinking of
yellow
Xiaolin Showdown with the yellow like
with that
monster
yellow?
suit.
Yeah, that's
And there's
yellow.
like
Yeah, that's the
one
one.
from Texas with the
Yep.
yep.
Hmm. I swear, and then I don't think it was 90s. It probably was 2000 for like Back of the Barnyard.
Oh
But that's
yeah.
with
Gross.
even if
With
you were a male cow or female cow, you had udders.
right.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, what is this? Why is this cow got udders? It's supposed to be.
I forgot about that.
This is wild.
Oh yeah, there was
Oh,
a show where the title is actually Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go.
Hyperforce Go. Oh my gosh, that is a flashback. Yeah, that was a show. That was just the theme song. I can't even remember the theme song, but that was a. I used to sing that thing to the top of my lungs. Mm, 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 mm. That like, but also I was what was it? What's that government channel? Oh my gosh, where it's like government ran.
Government ran.
Oh, is it PBS?
I don't think that's government ran, but
Yeah, PBS. Yeah,
I mean,
PBS. Where it's like Read Between the Lines, Caillou.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
the public broadcasting service,
yep,
PBS.
yep,
Yeah.
yep. PBS.
We all know Between the Lines, right? Does
Reading
that
Between
make
the
us old?
Lines. I don't even think they show that show anymore, so I'm pretty sure we're old. What was the one where it had the dude from Star Trek and Roots? Kunta
Reading
Kinte?
Rainbow.
Reading Rainbow. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Now I want to pull up that show and watch it.
Which one?
All of them.
For real.
Oh,
And wish
Reading
I was a kid again
Rainbow.
when I didn't
Oh,
have
yeah.
bills.
Yeah, the
No
Dragon
bills.
Tales and the Between the Lines theme always got
Yep.
stuck in my head.
Dragon Tales. So long, farewell to you, my friend. Let me stop. All right.
Dragon Tales, I love that show. It
Oh,
really helped with the imagination. And then you
For
get old
real.
and you realize all this shit is unreal.
Yeah. Big time bummer.
Big time bummer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I mean, like I said, I'm still not really sold on this adult shit. It kind of blows. I mean, it comes
It
with perks,
does.
but I want my money back.
all right.
Yeah, I want all my money back that I have to pay out every month for all these hours that I work, only to have the government take a large chunk of it just to print more money because money has no value anymore and it's fake and it's all digital. So what's the point of even taking from me if they can just print more? Anyways, but
Damn.
that's a whole nother
Damn.
discussion.
That was deep right there. Oh, shoot, I was snapping my fingers. Go on now. Go on. Shoot. But that's where it's like, yeah, we all got to pay our subscription to be in the United States.
Um,
It's called taxes.
What here in the United States, we're all forever slaves because we can't ever get away from taxes. Even if you own your home, you still have to pay to own that home through taxes, property taxes.
When you die, you got to pay your estate tax.
You're going to be working yourself till the day you die just to pay to be here in the US. There are some countries where once you own your property, you own your property. And you can live off your land and live your best life without having to worry about no other fucking person. But here in the US, they're always going to be knocking at your door trying to take your coin.
Yeah, Uncle Sam will get what he wants.
How did we sign up for this?
We didn't. We were born into
Yeah.
this. And
Yeah, I
then we
didn't ask
grew
for
up
this
to
shit.
realize the hell we're all in.
That's why we all still, as adults, we got to keep watching Dragon Tales.
We
Yep,
should.
bring back Dragon
Good.
Tales.
That's part of the brainwashing of the
Mm.
government. All the media is part of their brainwashing. That's all that is.
Especially public broadcasting network. That's in the name, public broadcasting. That's what the government wants. Because I know for a fact, shows that I should have been watching as a kid was Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yeah, I love that show.
That show still, I'm like, what was the point of me watching this in elementary school? Like, what was I going to learn? Now, Ed and Nettie was definitely a banger.
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I like to go back and watch parts of that show. It's still pretty funny.
The Ed and Nettie versus the Canker twins or Canker
The
sisters.
Canker Sister.
Boy, whoa! The references now as an adult, I understand.
Yeah, there's like a lot of humor sprinkled into shows from back then that you just
God.
completely miss.
Oh my God, that man, boy, dumb Ed and that girl, boy, that man. You know exactly which video, what part I'm talking about. Them
Yellow
girls
dude
love
with
them
no
boys.
chin. And Rolf was always saying some weird shit.
Ed boy, Ed boy, come with me. That man. Oh my God, Ed boy. Boy, don't mess around with Plank.
Well,
Those
with
shirts.
who?
And it with Plank,
Oh yeah.
his friend, the wooden board.
Yeah, Johnny is a weird
Johnny.
dude.
Yeah.
It was a weird
Oh
show.
my gosh, that show was hilarious. And then like on like serious note, Teen Titans
That was a
was
great show.
great. And whoever was writing it literally was like, listen, these kids gonna grow up one day. They might as well know what this means. You don't know how many bad dreams I had just thinking about Tara.
Oh yeah, I forgot about it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she
Tara,
played
Beast,
boy.
Beast played the crap out of Beast Boy. I was in
Hated
here like,
it.
oh, we can't trust nobody. Can't trust nobody. I'm in middle school like, I can't trust anybody. Beast Boy can't trust this girl. And she's amazing.
Yeah, that hurt.
Yeah, Robin is learning about relationships, seeing Robin and Starfire just out here, always rooting for him. Never panned out until I got older. Teen Titans was a bop. Another one, Cat Dog, was
Oh yeah.
unnecessarily funny. Just oh why? And did y'all see this meme? The meme of they were like, oh, you remember Rugrats? Remember when the parents looked like parents, and now they just look like your friends? It's like, damn, we getting old. We getting old.
No kidding.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Do y'all remember Magoozy and Toonami?
I don't remember my goose.
That was like a block on Cartoon Network, I think. Like after school, they would show like Totally Spies and Code Lyoko and that type of stuff.
Lyoko was Bob. Lyoko was amazing. Even though I probably what was the other what was that other from 90s? What else was in the 90s?
Flubber.
Flubber? Yo. Yo. Flubber. Apps. What in the hell was who thought of that? It was like, yep. Or I swear, Flubber better have started off as a book or something. It better have. Boy, it
There's a
better
lot of
have.
weird, random stuff. Like, I want to say there's a movie called Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yes, and Big Fat Liar,
Oh, yeah.
and uh, why do I feel like Good Burger came out in the 2000s? I
I'm not
wouldn't say
sure
Good
when
Burger.
that came out.
I just know anytime I see Sinbad in the movie, I'm like, this has to be in the 90s. I forgot the movie where Sinbad was a teacher and then he ended up being on a football team. And I was like, yo, Sinbad, you in this high time don't make no damn sense.
Wait, what about
Oh,
Sinbad?
it's a movie called like I can't even remember the movie, but it's when like all the professors or the student body, the I guess the student body I guess quit or something, and then the teachers have to play for the football team because there's no more players, and they get their tail whooped every game.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh my gosh, there's the '90s had so many movies that oh my gosh what is that? What is that movie where you know what I'm gonna have to come back to that. I'll figure it out. Jumanji,
Oh, man.
the original.
Yeah, with the Robin Williams, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. For me, I was like, yo, these are great cast members. It's like it had so much chemistry. To find out majority of the people were on Saturday Night Live. I was
Yeah,
like,
weird.
Robin Williams. I didn't know Robin Williams was on Saturday Night Live till someone made that connection. I was like, 90s, man. Oh my gosh.
You
Like
know,
I was still young in
remember
the '90s. Go ahead.
you remember the first scary movie? Like like the parody film.
Oh, the first scare. Gotcha. I thought you meant my first scary movie. My first scary movie was Chucky. Never. I still won't watch Chucky. But no, the
Fair enough.
scary movies were hilarious. Which one was? I think it was scary movie number 2 when the two handicapped people were making fun of each other.
Oh, one of them was the guy from Arrested Development. Like
Mm-hmm.
his hand was like,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
yeah, I remember.
They're like, yo, let me give you let me give you a hand. Oh,
Like,
how
how about a
about
standing ovation?
I oh my gosh, that movie was crazy. And then the
Yeah.
one movie I know, oh my gosh, what was that movie where Will Smith was like a cowboy?
Oh, Wild West or something.
Wild Wild West.
Mm,
That movie. That movie. Oh, those two movies. Mm-mm. Definitely had that energy.
mm.
Oh my gosh, bro. Yeah. Did you ever play
Yeah,
Blades?
yeah, I used to have like a little arena, and I had a few of the different. I mean, only like one or two of my friends actually had Beyblades, also, so I didn't get to like play against people that much. But I still thought that was awesome.
I had a thing where I bring in Beyblades. I'd have the arena and everything, and we just go against each other playing Beyblades. It's like to realize we literally just playing tops.
You know, it looks like all manly or like anime esque.
I never really watched the TV show.
I didn't really either, but I remember the opening was pretty catchy.
Oh yeah. Racing out safe for the speed of sound. We're gonna rip it up for the speed of sound. Yeah, I can't believe that just came back to me. Holy crap, that's crazy. The original Beyblade off rip. I can't
Like
believe I was able to do it. Mm-mm-mm. What else?
Antony,
What
you
else?
got like any shows or links, toys or anything you're remembering, or any like comparing and contrasts for like stuff from then versus now?
So I think a lot of the movies were a lot better in the 90s. I was just looking online at a list of all like the most popular movies, and some of the top ones that came up were Jurassic Park, Ms. Doubtfire, Men in Black. And I think about the progression even of like Jurassic Park and Men in Black. I think the first movies that were made in the 90s were a lot better than today. I think a lot of those older movies captured more emotion and really connected with their audience a lot better as opposed to some of these newer movies now seem to be moving really fast and don't really capture their emotions of their audience as much. And they're just put out so quickly. But that's really what stood out to me the most about all those movies is I feel like they were crafted better. Um, what are y'all's thoughts on that?
That's fair. The movie industry does feel a bit more. Well, it's in a weirder spot right now because movies are insanely expensive, and I think that because they're so expensive now, the people behind them just want to like play it safe and make things that are more like emotionally dry or just like it's just like a what you see is what you get type of thing, which I guess is fine, but it's not very like it's not engaging or exciting on the same level, right? And then it's like, well, what do you do? Because movies are a lot more expensive now, but then it kind of comes at the cost of like people's enjoyment, which is almost like counterintuitive.
Yeah.
person. A lot of the movies back then, it actually took people to actually, they didn't rely on technology. So they were like, listen, we got to either have a cast that is great on just putting together a great work of art, like, especially like when a lot of the Saturday Night Live people were like the top actors, like you'd see everywhere. So it's like, oh yeah, they're like, especially in the comedies back in the '90s were hilarious. Now, some of the jokes didn't hit. It can't hit. Definitely wouldn't be good now, but like movies like what was I was thinking about. I don't know if this was in the '90s, but I'm pretty sure it was close. Like Spy Kids. The
I
original
used to love
Spy Kids was phenomenal, and then they did Shark Boy and Lava Girl, and I was like,
it.
yeah, y'all should have stopped. Y'all definitely should have stopped.
Yeah, I even remember like in the first two Spy Kids movie, it's a lot better than the third 3D one that they made.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I
And
mean,
the
I
only
was
thing
still a
that was
kid.
different,
but-
yeah, the only thing that was really different was money. And they were like, oh well, let's try out this new technology. You know, should have just stayed there.
Mhm.
But there's a lot of technology, like the old, like, and now I'm gonna nerd out for a little second. The old Star Trek, when they were like, "Oh, brace for impact," and then everybody on the ship would lean to the left, like, "Oh," lean to the right, "Oh," like, like what?
Yeah, some things did not age as well.
Like those type of stuff, I was just like, why? Like, come on now. Like, I know we're trying, but damn, damn. Like, and then the old like WWE. If any of y'all ever watched any of that stuff, like I didn't watch it as a kid, and I'm watching a lot of the reruns of like the older uh '90s WWE scenes, and them boys were cursing on TV. They were selling.
Nice. I
They
never
were
got into it myself, but
shoot, yeah, not '90s, and then like we weren't too old to understand like the drama of the '90s, but what year was the OJ trial?
sh- that was I know that was in the 90s, but hmm,
I think it was the '90s.
let me see. It had to be. I think he was yeah, I think it was like 94, 95.
Yeah. So in the I I'm still on the fence on the world back then was definitely, how do you say, if how do I say this the right way? If the OJ trial was happening and the whole world stopped to watch this case, the life that they were living is obviously completely different from the world we live in now. There's not one. I don't think there's one person that would have a trial. Actually, no, probably Donald Trump. If Donald Trump had a case, it probably the whole world would be watching because the whole world stopped to watch the Johnny Depp one too.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's not too different. But that was the first like televised and everybody was watching because OJ definitely did it.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
We we all know OJ did it.
Yeah, it's that it is wild to think about. It just like how important that case was because I guess ordinarily you wouldn't really think about things between celebrities being that like formative or impactful with like society and stuff moving forward, but just because of what happened and when it happened and who was involved, like a lot of things came from that. I mean,
That case alone is why we say N word instead of saying the actual word. Because of that one police officer that was like, Oh, I'm the guy who found the glove and everything, and they're like, sir, you said you found it over here, and but you didn't use gloves, you didn't do da 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 da, you didn't do any of that stuff. How do we know that you didn't just frame Mr. OJ? Like, is there something like? And they're like, well, why would I have to frame him? And then the next question was like, uh, let me ask you this: Are you prejudiced against black people? He was like, absolutely not. They're like, have you ever used the N word? The N word. What do you mean? Have you ever used this word? And he's like, absolutely not. Never used the word. And he's like, you've never used the word? No, never used the word. And the lawyer was like, I'm going to stop asking questions right now, and I'm gonna find a time that you use this word because I'm gonna make sure that this jury knows that you say the word, and now you're lying on the stand right now. And he came back and found and played tapes of this man saying like he didn't even need to dig deep. He was like, I have evidence of you saying this word in front of your peers. What do you have to say? And he pleaded the fifth for the rest of the case. It
Yeah,
was like,
that whole situation, those shenanigans were wild. But let me piggyback off of this for
go
a
ahead.
second and ask, like, what if we got like Dean's take on this? Like Dean, are you there? What do you think about that? Hey, Dean, we're trying to get your input on something. Are you
Sorry,
out there?
sorry, I had to turn the mic on. You rang?
Sure did. All right, we get in on this. We're talking about the that infamous OJ trial from back in the day.
If
Like,
it fits,
I forgot some
what
of
is
those
it? If it
details.
fits, you must commit. Or
Glove. Wait, yeah. If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit.
you must acquit. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, that just like understanding how crazy
There have
we
been
started saying the N word literally after that trial
yeah,
instead of just saying the word.
and now everyone just thinks it instead of says it on TV.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's improvements. That's good for society.
Yeah.
That man literally was like, I'd never say the word. Here's 15 minutes of you saying the word, sir. What would you like to say now? Well, uh, uh, well, I plead the fifth.
Yeah, that trial would have been incredibly different if the internet was more active and social media was more
Oh,
active like it is today.
absolutely.
100% if technology existed
Oh,
like it does today. Like there have been interviews decades after that stuff where he's almost admitted it multiple times.
mm-hmm.
And
Oh, OJ?
yeah, and he
He's
just barely
Oh,
cuts
basically,
himself
absolutely.
short.
didn't he write a book basically? Like, I don't think he said I did it, but in his own
The
book about it, he's like, "This is how I would kill her
Yeah.
in
yeah, the
these
book was called
situations." And
the book was called If I Did It.
Yeah.
But
man,
how the cover was written, the if was in very small
Yeah,
letters.
no, he was writing his memoir.
oh
That's,
man, no.
It would have been
very,
like the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial these days if the internet was on
yeah,
back then where everyone was watching it every day of the week.
yeah.
It's crazy.
I was definitely watching the Johnny Depp trial,
Yeah.
and I would 100% watch the OJ trial if it wasn't a couple of months long. I'm not living my life like that. That was crazy.
Hmm.
That
So
sucker
what
was.
about
Just
that?
imagine being how long. I can't remember. It was like the jury was away from their family for like a month or something like that.
Yeah.
Like
So
almost
not
one of
good.
the
Yeah,
like you
imagine
can't
being
even go.
imagine like telling your boss like, "Yeah, I got a jury duty." And then they're gone for a month.
So like, and who can you really get mad at? There's nothing you can do.
Taxpayers. We chose to live in
You're
this
just
judicial system. Um I was thinking you made a comment earlier about Sinbad being a 90s movie. I was like, you know what really screams 90s or 2000s, early 2000s?
Furbies?
Eddie Murphy and Robin Williams movies were everywhere, at least as a kid.
Yeah.
If it had Eddie Murphy or Robin Williams, in, like every year they had probably 2 movies coming out, to my recollection.
Oh yes, because you had Beverly Hills Cop.
Mm-hmm.
You had what was his other movie? It was
What was
some
it?
movie where he was another cop.
What about the one where he was a prince in Africa?
Oh, Coming to America.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Holy
Freaking The
crap.
Haunted Mansion. I
Mm.
didn't really
Freaking-
like that one.
I forgot about
What
that.
was
Oh my god.
what was the one when he was the fat professor, the nutty professor?
Nutty Professor and the sequel.
It wasn't he in Dr. Doolittle, or was that somebody else?
Yes, he was Dr. Doolittle
Dr.
too.
Doolittle.
Holy crap!
Just like
Yep.
Robin Williams was Flubber, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They
Flubber
were,
and Jumanji.
and then animated voices for everything too.
Genie
Oh,
and Donkey.
Yeah.
Just because of
Nah.
the order in which I experience things in life, every time, like when I heard the Raw stand-up that he did, I just pictured Donkey saying it. Had me a little fucked up.
Because that was his face first to the voice rather than Eddie Murphy. Yeah.
Now, one of the movies back in the day that you know for a fact there would be so many parents upset, like this can't be a movie. We can have that. Home Alone. Home
Yeah.
Alone. And I don't know what year Home Alone came out, but I was like,
I think that's late 90s.
I think
was
so.
like, how did y'all get this past just the writing of this storyline? Like, that's like, are we?
Home Alone was 1990. That wasn't even like late 90s.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man, I was like, holy crap! Yeah, let's do a movie about a kid who has terrible parents
And
that
is-
keep forgetting about him.
And is abusing and torturing adults.
That's a story.
They brought it on themselves.
Those are the 2 most durable men on this planet, and they put them up against
Oh my
a
God.
psychotic kid.
Wouldn't they just like step on like railroad spikes or something and then get pushed down the stairs?
Yeah.
Boiling
hit in the
water
face,
hits their
yeah.
face.
Woo.
Yeah, like I said, durable. They were charged by Duracell batteries for sure.
Oh my God! Now I'll be honest with you. Back in the day, had probably some of the best commercials.
Commercials.
Like all the like kid commercials were like, what was it, like Reese's Cups cereal had like that hip hop beat to it. It was like, and then what was the other one? Oh,
Well, all the serials had commercials and stuff with the characters. I don't think that really happens anymore.
what, Toys R Us was still a thing before Toys R Us exploded off the planet.
I don't know.
Yeah, same with Radio Shack.
Yeah, I really remember mostly cereal commercials from the 90s. Like that's where Lucky came from for Lucky Charms, and Trix came from Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. One of my favorite things, which I still quote to this day, is the Apple Jacks one with the cinnamon stick.
Oh my gosh! Yes,
Winnemon.
Here I come, I'm cinnamon.
that hating ass apple.
Yeah.
No one likes a rotten apple. What are you gonna get? Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked that quote because I would just hum it to myself randomly. It was just the cinnamon one.
Yeah, 90s was just that time was so peaceful. Go ahead.
The fast food toys, I swear, were better. Like I
Yes.
specifically remember that when Inspector Gadget was coming out, like they had individual toys, but then you could like combine them all into something. And then like another time, they were literally just giving out like little mini Game Boys based on Sonic characters and shit.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think they
like,
really get
very
stuff like that.
basic, but they worked.
Yeah.
McDonald's gave out Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon cards in every kid's toy box, and I was like, "This is
Oh, there you go.
amazing."
There you go. Pokemon cards. How often did you guys buy Pokemon cards? You get them every birthday?
Actually, I got more Yu-Gi-Oh cards than Pokemon cards.
Same. I definitely got more Yu-Gi-Oh cards because Pokemon for the longest. Once I had a Game Boy, the cards were done. But once I got the Game Boy, it was like, yeah, what do I need these cards for?
I just imagined Andy from Toy Story just looking at Woody and dropping him. I don't need you anymore.
Exactly.
Drop the cards in the bucket. Yeah, no, we
exactly right.
used to get Pokemon cards every birthday, Christmas. Enjoyed that like crazy. And we'd battle with them, and we would try to replicate the anime, the cartoon. Being like, why can't the cards do this?
Why do I need so many energies just to do a move?
Why
Pikachu
can't-
never has to get energies.
Yeah, Pikachu can just shoot the water sprinklers and take out a rock Pokemon. Like,
I remember, yeah. Back when we were playing Pokemon, we were just like, yeah, forget the energy cards. All right. My Charizard versus yours.
Exactly,
Like, wait,
yeah,
you didn't even
exactly.
level them up.
Never
You
played
just
it the way you were supposed to play it. I was like, these energy cards, let's just put them in the pile over here, and everything else, let's just drop it on the field. Kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh style, I guess. Yeah.
I forgot about the energy cards.
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
Exactly. Like first of all, you had to buy a pack just of energy cards just to be able to play the game correctly.
Or maybe you got one in your pack of 12 or 15 that you would buy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
like
a
that.
fantastic gambling addiction to teach kids is cards. I didn't get into baseball cards and stuff. Got into the Pokemon.
Yeah, see, I got into football cards just because I was like, oh, we're going to go to a football game one day, and I'm going to see these players, and I'm going to get them to sign it. This be worth millions and millions of dollars. Yeah, no, yeah. I got probably 2 packs and was like, all these players are on the other side.
And they get, like, I
This
guess,
is
some small royalty or something. I don't quite know how that works.
Yes.
Because their image is on
Yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm.
You already talked about Beyblades earlier, but Bionicles.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I miss those.
What was that one where it was like they shot marbles at each other?
Wait, what?
There was like
Yeah.
You
mean
It wasn't-
Bakugan?
Bakugan. Yeah, was that
Bakugan.
90s? That couldn't have been 90s.
I thought Bakugan was like the little robots that get rolled up into like spheres, like marbles, and then you roll them into the.
Yes. No. Yes. That is Bakugan. What is the? There's a. Oh yeah, Bakugan was the one where it's like they're in a circle and they're all monsters, and then when they come out, their spirit fights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yup.
There was a lot of
Almost.
that in the 90s. Was these little toys that transform. Like that's always existed, but like that was heavily propagated, probably because of TV also at the time, where it's like it wasn't just a typical G.I. Joe doll, or I mean action figure. Fun fact: action figures were just coined action figures to distinguish them from dolls. Like they're not dolls; they're action figures. Look, they got muscles. But that was a basic like action figure. Whereas in the 90s, a lot of it was like, here's this thing that can transform or spin really faster. Now it's a fake prop gun that shoots a bullet. Like they got really creative with like the transformation technologies. Or implementing some sort of like computer screen on it. Like what was it? Those blocks that you can stack for stick figure towers.
Oh yeah, and they could interact with each other.
Yeah, or Tamagotchi, or what's the one where you have to keep your thing alive?
Neopet.
No, not Neopet. That's the animals, right? I'm talking like the little handheld thing where like you hatch an egg and then you got to feed it every couple hours. Is that Tamagotchi?
Maybe that sounds right.
It does sound right.
But that was also in the 90s. Like things kids can hold on their little keychain or backpack and like play with their friends, but it's also like upgrading. It's not like a thick action figure. It's like, here's this thing you can compact into a ball and then during lunchtime whip it out and it's a robot on a battlefield.
Those things were. They did that with Pokemon too, to where it's like there was like a Pokemon stepper, and like for how many steps it was
Pokemon
what's it called?
Go
like
version 0.1.
Yeah, but it was like a Walkman. So like every steps you get at the end of the day, you can be like, oh, my Pokemon picked up so many items. So now my guy's level 32, and then you can go online and upload whatever your thing. I forgot what it was, but it was like I wanted one so badly, and then there was like, oh well, you need internet, and I was like, oh well, can't do that.
Yeah, we never really went online when we were growing up in my household.
So does that mean you're not familiar with Toontown?
Actually, I only learned about Toontown like in college when people would be talking about it on YouTube and stuff. I'm like, what the heck is this? Like, occasionally for like Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon, we would go on their web pages to play their Flash games. But I never really did much online. I also grew up with siblings close to my age, or friends in the neighborhood that a couple houses over, so we would just play a bunch of stuff offline. I never really was an online kid. So LimeWire, I really didn't know what that was for years, or All Star, what is it called again? Like, put that like the online version of oh, now I can't even think. What's the TV series where they stalk celebrities all day to break news?
TMZ?
What? TMZ? Yeah, like this. So the online
TMZ?
version of like TMZ, like put that on All Star or something, or LimeWire, all that things. AOL Direct Message. Never did that stuff personally. World Star. There it is. Yeah.
Oh, World Star.
Never was aware what that stuff was.
Yeah, I definitely didn't. I learned about World Star after high school.
Instead, a lot of my time was spent playing games on the computer, not on the internet, but like actual CDs. Like backyard basketball or backyard baseball or Age of Empires. So one
of the CD games that I miss is the original Oregon Trail.
Would play that too.
Oh, wow. I think they let us play that in school or something like that. But that was the old Oregon Trail, to where like you had to get your own supplies. You had to make sure you were ready for the travel, and then your freaking axle will freaking break out of nowhere for no damn reason. You're like, I'm driving on a smooth plane. Yeah, your axle breaks. Like,
I remember playing Oregon Trail on the PC, but with like actual visuals and graphics and stuff, and you could like interact with the map and stuff. I believe the first Oregon Trail was like just text-based prompts. It's like, this happened, now you're here, this happened. But yeah, that was always also a tough game to play. I don't know why. There's a ideal strategy, and you can still get screwed over. I know it's supposed to be tough, but
you gotta survive.
Yeah.
Your younger sister now has pneumonia. Get her help.
Do you want to spend extra rations to heal her, or push the oxen forward?
Yeah, let's push the oxen forward. She dies.
Next text, you were digging a hole at 5 p.m. and you buried it at
8. Like what? Like, she just got sick. She couldn't last a day.
Yeah, they don't last a day.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, but they made those games made us tough for the world that we were gonna enter in, aka a cubicle.
Yeah, it puts hair on your chest.
Out here, you're stressing over a video game at what, 10 years old. But that was it's still crazy. What other shows did y'all freaking watch back then? Like
other than SpongeBob, of course. The original.
What year did the original SpongeBob come out?
I'll look it up.
99.
Yeah, the pilot for SpongeBob. One of my favorite episodes is the one without any voice acting in it, which is like 5 minutes with the conch shell that he's blown with the air blower. Yeah. I tell people that, there was an episode without any voice acting, and they're like, no, there wasn't, and I have to pull this up all the time. Or like the only text on speech, May 1st, 1999, where he just points at the shell on the yard, and the text on screen pops up that goes, you, and then he runs over there. Like, there was a time.
There definitely was a time. You're right. And now look, I don't know if I can watch any of the new episodes of SpongeBob. I just look at it. I'm like, I don't think this is for me. Even though the original SpongeBob definitely was for an older crowd.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, but
It was
the newer
Yeah.
the newer ones are kind of gross. At least the ones that I've seen, like everyone will just be like slathered in grease and like coughing up grease and just
hyper
like
detailed images, for, like
uh,
zoomed in shots for humor, shock factor. Yeah.
yeah, and there'd be like a lot of pus and like shit and yeah.
See, now that sounds like what was that show, Flapjack? Like that.
That was a weird ass show.
That was so weird. Yeah.
That was a weird time. Yeah, that was just a weird
Other
time for
shit.
Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
Just Chowder and Flapjack, basically. But
Yeah, I did watch a lot of Cartoon Network. I mean, I want to say I like most of the shows that they had, but some I remember I didn't really fuck with were like Camp Lazlo and My Gym Partner's a Monkey.
I watched those.
My gym partner's a monkey. I forgot about that one. That one probably lasted the season.
Camp Lazlo actually had a closure. No,
It was weird.
yeah, but it actually, like, they finished the series. They had a finale, which was like complete 180, but whatever, they finished.
Hold on, does anybody remember what actually happened? Like Antony, do you remember Camp Lazlo? Do you remember what happened in the finale by chance?
No, I never watched that.
No, I didn't like it, but I like the finale was apparently
Do you want me
at
to
the very
spoil
end
it
of the
for
show.
you?
So go ahead
We
and
are
spoil
adults.
Yeah, spoilers.
It's a pretty big spoiler.
You find out that like the camp master or whatever was actually like a fraud or a criminal. And
Yeah,
then he gets
that's
taken
exactly
away.
that exactly is what it is. The entire series,
then-
he's been like, he kidnapped her. Like, let's think Harry Potter Mad Eye Moody thing. He just like took the spot of the camp master for all these years, and then he got arrested at the end, and the actual guy showed up.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's just how it ends.
this is bizarre.
Yeah. So, Anthony, what?
Ned's classified. Oh, sorry.
No, Anthony, you ever watch Power Rangers?
Yeah. I used to wish I was a Power Ranger.
What was your
when I was
which
young.
one was your favorite?
I think the Blue and Red Ranger.
Which Power Rangers are we referring to? Because
There's
there was a
so
couple
many.
of different. Yeah. Anthony, which one were you watching at the time?
The old original one.
Like the Mighty Morphin.
I think, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't
gotta
even
go
remember
back and figure out.
which Power Rangers were which.
I never watched
see-
Power Rangers, really. I just didn't get into it, but
There's so many. Like just, I remember off the top of my head. There's also like a ninja version, an animal version, a time cop version, and
SPD.
Did all of those-
now
Space Patrol Delta.
did all those versions have the same, like, animal mechs that they would get into?
So,
I'm pretty sure the Megazords were different.
Okay.
yeah, so SPD was each like Zord was more like a robot. Now Dino Thunder, which was they were all dinosaurs. That was crazy.
Oh my god, these names.
Mighty Morphin. What was the one with that big old floating head in the jar? I forgot which one that one was.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember the Power Rangers. But yeah, Power Rangers were definitely a thing. And
So
I don't even remember the moral of the stories for the TV shows though. Like what was the point?
they did the same thing. Some space or interdimensional thing would show up, almost cause havoc or destruction. They'd have a loose choreographed fight scene. Then they would always combine into a giant mech and then win.
Yeah.
I think the only time it switched up was when
They
what
introduced
was it?
like a
It
new
was
Power Ranger that couldn't size up.
there was
They had to
that
beat
one
their
Power
ass.
Ranger
They
that
became
turned
part of the
evil.
team. Yeah.
Remember that Power Ranger? There was one Power Ranger that turned evil and just kicked everybody's tail. It
Was
like,
that the black or the green one?
I think it was the green. Yeah, it was the Green Ranger.
Green
And he
Ranger.
was just like, yeah.
Oh
Man was
yeah.
good.
Yeah, I think I saw that episode.
That was fire. Oh my gosh.
So was
90s.
another one I remember is Hey Arnold.
Football head.
Hey Arnold.
They had actual kids voice acting for that show. Not like
Really? I
full-grown
wouldn't.
women imitating children, which not for or against, but they actually had actual kids voice acting for Hey Arnold.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite shows too. And then when their voice actors got too old, like Arnold, like they just gave him a new character. Like they became one of Arnold's bullies, and the new guy was Arnold. So,
I like that. That's neat. I like
yeah.
Damn. Danny Phantom's 2000. That's,
love
Hey, that still applies. That was 2 solid seasons. I heard discussions they're trying to bring back a third.
I thought it was more than that.
No,
Danny Phantom was fire.
No, because in college I had a friend that had the DVD set for Danny Phantom, and he let me borrow it and binge it with another friend, and it was just 2 seasons.
That's too bad.
Wow. That's sad. That was like one of my favorites.
Oh, hell yeah. Animation style was clean, like story was good, character development existed.
Like, why did they end it?
I mean, first of all, they gave it an ending. Let's applaud that. It wasn't like cut out randomly.
Why?
Him and Sam. I think him and Sam got together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was it? Dan Hartman?
Yeah, Dan Harmon, I think.
Yeah, he made it. I think he has a YouTube channel. I think he said why it's ended, but I think he's like, yeah, it just ran its course. We didn't have much more to add to it. Maybe it didn't get funding for a 3rd season or whatever, but he was still doing Fairly Odd Parents at the same time too.
And that's why not long after that, they merged Danny Phantom and the Fairly Odd Parents in an episode, and then Fairly Odd Parents merged with Jimmy Neutron in special episodes.
That was a bomb. That was really
my
good.
God. Yeah, Fairly Odd Parents started March 30th, 2001. The Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, 3-part series.
Yes.
That was the Good Times in Nickelodeon, and that was also around the same time they had King's Dominion. They had all these resorts. Like, I don't know what happened to Nickelodeon the past 10 years, but someone took the wrong step and fucked everything up, because Nickelodeon used to be the shit.
They tried to go into real-time stuff, like get a bunch of real-life people on instead of animated stuff. Jimmy Timmy Power Hour was like 2006.
Well, Cartoon Network did that too. They had
and I believe Nickelodeon was trying to imitate it, and it didn't kick off as well. Like, they all were like, oh, we're just going to transition to this because Disney's popping off with Miley Cyrus and all those other Sweet Life of Zach and Cody and stuff. And they're like, we'll imitate this success.
They had iCarly. iCarly was good. Zoe 101 was good. So all the stuff at that time was good. Who was the director or CEO or whoever during that time? Did they leave? Is that why it all went to shit?
I can see that.
I'm not too familiar with Nickelodeon lore, but I'm guessing around that time frame.
I wouldn't be surprised. And then Ned's Declassified.
Yes. I loved Ned's Declassified. It actually kind of worked a bit.
Definitely. I was a super fan. I was definitely making my life be more like Cookie.
That aired 2004, September 2004. Yeah. It was literally Ned's Declassified released at the same time our age group was the same age as like the protagonist and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like speaking to us specifically, like, hey.
They're like, y'all ready for school?
Them trying to like make the biggest bounce on a bus, I think was one of the earliest episodes.
That was amazing. And then the ultimate flush when they were trying to flush all the toilets at once to see if it would blow up the school.
Yeah, the workshop dude always cutting himself, the teacher.
Oh my gosh, that show was amazing. And then I'm a super fan of their new podcast because they're killing it. Those guys, like, That show,
That show was literally
I
made
fe-
for us.
it was, and for us to now like look back, and you can still like, I got Amazon Prime, so I can watch all the episodes then, and it's still like, I just like how that one actually had morals of the stories. Like, hey guys, at the end of this episode, don't be stupid. Like,
Here's a
simple
lesson.
as that.
Don't be afraid to go to the teacher for this. Like, yeah, like it actually had a
Yeah.
lesson, but like, slapstick comedy shows, you have like a joke every 10 seconds, but
Hmm.
they still carried through with a plot and a lesson, and those lessons would carry over into other episodes. Like actual
Great.
like character growth for three, and it was what, 3 seasons only?
I'm not sure. It sounds right.
It's good.
We had like the coolest shows and toys and stuff growing up.
Yeah, nowadays kids gonna be like, "Oh, I like Gumball." Like, what the? Ew.
Not gonna lie,
Like,
Gumball's not bad.
Gumball's good,
Yeah.
but is that what you start with?
Start with no, but
No, absolutely.
I think it's definitely solid compared to a lot of other things.
True. I'm like, I don't know if Gumball came out the same time as Chowder,
No,
but
no,
Chowder
like
was
10
definitely
years apart.
underrated. Yeah, Chowder was definitely.
Chowder? That was a stupid
Rada,
show.
rada.
I'm sorry.
Rada.
What?
Are you sure you
Was
can
in
say that kind?
office.
Are you sure you can say that kind of joke in front of the kid? All right, go ahead. Rada. Oh, Schnitzel fanning himself off.
Oh my gosh, that was just a
that
wild
show
show.
single-handedly was keeping the channel alive, which is why they aired it probably like 24/7.
Yeah, that definitely was. Oh, and then freaking after Adult Swim, freaking.
Oh, Antony, you ever watch Toonami? Late at night.
No, I mean, no.
Friday or Saturday.
Dang.
That's what got a lot of people into anime or those other cartoons, yeah, like Naruto and stuff. You just turned it on. If you didn't catch it, you missed it. Like, if you didn't catch it, yeah, you just missed the episode, and you would never see it again because they just moved on to the next episode, and you had to fill in the gap. So,
used to be so butthurt, like be in the middle of the dark tournament, Yu Hakusho, and then I had to like go to a dental appointment or something and just miss important
dental
shit.
appointment at Saturday night at night, yeah.
Well, no, they used to air Toonami like every day on weekdays, and then
yeah.
switched to Saturdays.
In case you missed it or something, and then you miss it, and you just don't see the finale, and they just move on to the next episode, the next arc, yeah.
The thing I miss about the 90s was when teachers railed in the TV.
But you knew it was going to be a good day.
When they wheeled the TV into class.
They'd wheel to see it. You just get a squeaky wheel coming down the hallway like, let's go! And it goes past you.
They got the VHS tape there with Bill Nye. You remember that?
Bill Nye, the science guy. He was
I love
the
Bill
man.
Nye, the science guy. That was my show.
Yeah. Here's our science lesson for the day. We're just going to put on Bill Nye, and I'll sit in the back of the class.
Mm-hmm. Bill Nye, the science guy.
Though. That was true. We used to watch Bill Nye at school.
Good show.
Bill Nye was teaching us. I think it was. I also watched Electric Company.
I didn't watch that, but yeah, that.
Electric Company. Oh, Magic School Bus.
Yes.
I love the Magic School Bus.
The sociopathic teacher that tried to kill her kids every episode.
Every episode.
With a smile on her face.
Smiling, yeah, too. She's like, all right. And the very first episode, she takes him into space, and then she hides. And she's like, come find me.
That poor kid with the glasses always had PTSD. Like, I don't know. You shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, all right, kids, we're going to check the principal's prostate today.
I gave him a laxative, too, so we have 30 minutes.
That's wild.
Oh, man.
Anthony,
Yeah,
you remember any other shows that were wheeled in on the TV for classes? I can only think of Magic School Bus and Bill Nye. Or Miles.
Those are the only ones I can think of.
Yeah, those were the only ones that were maybe educational enough for people to put on, or for
Well, I
schools to accept.
remember there was one with like some girl who had glasses. I know that's really vague, but she did like sciencey stuff. But that's really all I remember.
Was it a
So
real
also
life
had-
girl? Was it a real life?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
it
we
was-
almost forgot the main person of the '90s, the Crocodile Hunt. What's the name?
Steve Irwin.
Crocodile Dundee.
Steve Irwin. Yeah, Steve Irwin.
Not Crocodile Dundee. That's not.
Yeah,
a
not
life.
Crocodile Dundee. Not
No, Steve Irwin. Yeah.
Steve Irwin, the original like. That. Oh,
Wildlife conservationist. Yeah.
yeah, but he like it was and then was Zaboom
Zumafu, something like that.
Yeah,
with the
that-
lemur.
Mm-hmm.
lemur
With the
puppet?
lemur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was
shit.
PBS. Yeah.
Yeah,
Where they're
that.
like,
but-
here's the animal of the episode, and they had the puppet lemur that would bounce around, and they'd show real life footage and cut to like a captive one and show real life footage, so you would see like what it's like in the wild versus human interaction. And
Mhm.
yeah, I remember that. I
Yep.
watched that a bit.
But Steve Irwin back in the day, that man was literally just showing, hey kids, this is all right. Please don't do this at home, but
Let's go.
this is me next to the alligator. Like, what the
He's like, don't ever
frick?
try this at home, kids, and then jumps on the back.
And then jumps on the back of a wildebeest or something like
Yeah,
that.
he's
Like, bro, what are you
we're
doing?
here to show how amazing these creatures are and like why we shouldn't destroy their habitats or bother them, and then proceeds to jump onto a crocodile and make it wrestle.
Like, what?
Like,
Steve
Oh, I
Irwin.
almost forgot. Do y'all remember Rocket Power? And I'm assuming everyone
Yes.
watched The Last Airbender.
yes, rocket power. What was the other one? Sorry.
Now,
The Last Airbender.
Oh, that's an episode in itself. The Last Airbender, and also the
Airbender
movie.
was-
Right.
No. You were not speaking about the movie. That movie.
The Last
Oh, my
Airbender
God.
aired in 2005. The movie was 2010. Because I remember we were like high school-ish when I went to see it in 3D.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But the
Did
TV
you have an
show.
opinion of?
Well, I'll talk about
Mhm.
the movie later. I got a lot to say, like a lot of people. The TV show, though. Yeah, I rewatched that like a few years ago when I went on Netflix or something.
Now, what's your opinion on? I know we threw out the Spy Kids, but what do you think about the Spy Kids?
Oh,
3D.
side note real quick. The only full DVD box set for any show from the 90s and 2000s that I have is The Last Airbender, and I don't even have anything to play it on. But I have the box
Ooh.
in my view right now sitting on the shelf from my brother, years ago. Spy Kids. Loved Spy Kids. 1, 2 with the practical effects. Antony made a comment earlier about how the movies back then had more like spirit and emotion and connection with the audience, and that's probably because the actors had more practical effects to interact with, whereas they shifted then to early 2000s to mostly CG or whatever they could and remove the practical effects and save money. And
That
so
is very true.
that's
Because
kind of how
I love-
Mythbusters was too. So I like the first couple of things. I think Miles made that comment of Spy Kids. Like, they're doing practical effects, toys for marketing. Who cares? It's fun. It looks cool. Like, the weird people, like, it makes you feel weird, like the thumbs and everything, but it was like, yeah, it's kind of realistic. They're interacting with them, literally. It's not like they're just punching thin air. There's a dude with a little bit of, like, give when they, like, try to knock him over and they fall over.
What about Willy Wonka? The original Willy Wonka.
That's old.
Yeah,
Isn't that like the 80s or?
The 80s? Oh shoot!
Wait.
I thought that'd be
on,
like early 90s.
Yeah, so there's Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and then there's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Willy Wonka
we
and the
don't
Chocolate
talk-
Factory is 1971. That's a little old.
1970. Oh my God! Oh man, I was
But
wrong.
it was played all the time for like 30, 40 years, yeah.
It's a good movie.
Holy crap! 70s.
Uh,
Woo!
comment I made earlier, Mythbusters.
Mythbusters were
I miss that
yes.
show.
I think they did we probably watched Mythbusters in school. I'm pretty sure.
I don't recall that, but maybe. I just watched it all the time myself.
Gotcha.
They were practical,
Mythbusters.
yeah, because Adam was a practical effects artist, and shortly after he left the industry, a lot of the movie companies, he said, stopped doing practical effects. So he was like one of the last people that want to have experience and also do stuff. But Mythbusters was my jam for like the entire early 2000s.
Yeah, it was a good show. Well,
what other stuff? Like I can't even remember.
there's kind of a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for dragging me in halfway through.
Oh yeah, you got it.
Because we're gonna have a whole conversation another time on Airbender, Static Shock, Batman,
All the good stuff.
Happy
the
Feet.
Essential.
Not gonna talk about Happy Feet. No one make a comment about Happy Feet. I have a lot to say.
Same,
Happy Feet
actually.
wasn't 90s though.
Yeah, it was.
That was
Happy Feet was-
2000s.
Yeah,
That was around like
Happy Feet was like
2005.
We were kids.
I'd say, yeah, we definitely were kids for Happy Feet. La 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 la.
2006, Happy Feet. Same time as
2006,
Timmy
okay.
Jimmy Power
Gotcha.
Hour.
Oh shoot, that's probably the Rugrats movie too.
Oh
When
yeah.
it was a bright ass orange VCS tape.
That's right.
That and Good Burger.
What was that Nickelodeon show with that chick with the pigtails and the nature-y shit and the
Wild Thornberries.
Snitch?
Smashing.
There we go.
Holy crap.
What the fuck was that?
That was the son. The son would
The
speak
adopted
gibberish.
native kid.
Oh,
The
yes,
adopted
the
native
crazy
kid.
animal dude.
Smashing.
Smashing. His freaking
Nigel.
5 foot nose. Like that man's nose was so drawn on so
Watch that all the
large.
time. The PlayStation 1 game for Wild Thornberries. I think one of my favorite on the PlayStation 1, honestly. That was fun.
Mm-mm-mm.
Man. Well, I think we've covered a lot of really good ground here today, but I don't know, like it sounds like we could maybe keep going, but why don't we consider maybe splitting this into another part or two or something?
It's always fun for a nostalgia trip and deep dive. I've got some shows I'm passionate about.
Ooh.
And toys. Oh, those animal rubber bands you guys mentioned earlier? Never collected them. I didn't even know they were that popular. I saw them all the time, but I didn't know people were like gung-ho crazy about them.
Yeah, I
For
never
some
collected
reason.
them, but I knew people who did, and I was just like, why?
I was just like, why? At 10 years old, so young Socrates over here.
Mm-mm-mm.
Well, all that said, why don't we go ahead and call it this time? And, just give out a huge thanks to everybody for tuning back in to Unfiltered Pineapple. I'm Platypus. I dragged in Dean, but we started out with Miles and Antony. Just doing this nostalgia thing.
Yeah, we appreciate it. It was fun.
Yeah, agreed. I forgot about some of those shows and stuff, even though I was like, yeah, I know most of them, and then there was a lot.
Flashback.
Yeah, there's a
A lot of flashbacks. Hopefully, the flashback was good, not triggering.
Yeah,
90s was a lot. Oh, man.
I just thought.
But
yeah. I'll save it for
What?
after the recording. All right, I'm done.
All right. All right, y'all. Catch you on the next one.